what would make it so that God would always be able to hear us?
He's always able to.
Huh?
He's always able to hear us.
God, what is missing in God right now? Like he's got some maybe only 5% clairvoyance and he needs to work on himself, so he gets 100% clairvoyance. So whatever we are thinking about, whatever is happening with us, he should know, then he will be a worthy God, isn't it? So what is stopping him from hearing you completely right now?
Mhm.
Nothing can stop him. So let's move on further from there. So how many of us feel like he is aware of every single intention, every single worry, every single concern, everything in our life, every moment of our life, he is aware of it. How many of us feel that? All feel that? Okay. So he now is aware of everything. Now, what will make it so that this God, who doesn't seem to have the time for us, because he's aware of everything, but there are 7 billion of us on this tiny world, there may be trillions of us if you add all the universes and all of that together. So now God, is stuck because he knows, but he doesn't have the time to help us all. So what can make him better so that he can be just beyond time and time no longer is a restriction for him? Because, poor thing, he's just stuck. He doesn't have the time to help us. Is it like that? Is it like that? It's not like that. So he hears everything. He knows every single thing. He is beyond time, so time boundaries don't exist for him. He is fully available to each and every one of us because his creation is time, and for him, he has as much infinite time as he wants. Yes? Okay. So he's got time also, he's aware also. So maybe he's not as caring as we want God to be. Like he's a bit of an uncaring God. He doesn't really care. He's really not that interested in us. Maybe something is happening to them. It's okay. They are just these measly humans anyway. You see? So they were born, they will die. So there must be this lack of concern or lack of love. This parental love is just a human idea that we have. It doesn't come from God. No, maybe that is what is stopping him. No, can't be like that also. How many of us feel? So he is aware of everything. He's got infinite time to help us all. For each of us, he's got infinite time. And he is caring or not. He, do we feel like all the love and care that we have learned is because of his presence? And he gives all of this as the human reflection is just a tiny glimpse of what that true love is. Would it be like that? How many of us feel? We all feel like? Okay. So, so awareness of our situation is not the problem. Time is not a problem. His concern for us is not the problem. So then he must actually be stuck like us. He must not be knowing what to do. Like he cares and he's available also, but what can he do? He doesn't have any power. No? He can't really change our life. He is dependent on so many things to help us to change our life. Huh? He doesn't really
Yes,
have any power. Maybe he just wrote everything down, so it's all predestined. He just wrote everything down, and now he's stuck because he's written it, and he can't change what he's written. Because he has to live by those rules. Is it like that?
it's. Can I
Wait,
interrupt
try
again?
to finish this track. Okay, so So this also can't be, it's literally up to him what he wants to do, and because every single possibility exists in him as a manifest reality, he's free to steer our life in whichever way he wants. Can anyone take that power away from him? So he's fully powerful. All power comes from him. Every ray of light comes from him. Every single experience comes from him. Everything is made up of him. And he is also the supreme intelligence. The notion of intelligence, our human reflection of intelligence, is just a tiny glimpse of his intelligence. So given that this infiniteness on all these fronts, in terms of knowing, in terms of loving, in terms of being available, in terms of being able to exert his will over all other will, all of this belongs to God. So then why do we want to go and say it should be like this and you should be like this? Somewhere, the process of surrender is also a process of recognition of who he really is. You see? Because in that recognition of who and what he really is, it is impossible to not surrender to him. So our lack of faith is our lack of surrender, is a lack of true recognition of who he really is. If he knows my every single move, if he knows my every single desire, if he knows where I am in my journey, if he knows everything about me, if he loves me more than imaginable, if we are all pieces of his heart, if he is so all powerful, all knowing, and time is nothing but a plaything for him, and he has gifted us with his very presence in our heart. So only in the absence or the forgetting of this recognition can we ever have a concern, isn't it?